Hello, 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 and welcome to the Good Vibes Lifestyle happening every week. Now it's normally on Thursday, and I had to shuffle my schedule a little bit and move it a day later this week. So I hope that's all right with you. Um, the energies are moving, but sometimes it takes us a little time to kind of get in sync with those energies. So, welcome to the Good Vibes Lifestyle. I'm your host, Leslie Klein, and this is where we focus on raising our vibration so we can thrive. And I'm so glad that you're here with me today. We are stepping into some powerful energy, the next chapter with the Aries energy. Aries is urging us forward. Right now, we just had the sun move into the sign of Aries on March 20th, very key date. Also, we've got the moon, it's waxing. We had the new moon on the 18th, and now it's growing and building. And Mercury, the planet of communications and contracts, has finally started moving forward again. And that just happened last Friday as well on the 20th. So we've got all of this momentum happening, but many of us still feel some resistance like I did this week. I was not up for doing my show yesterday like normal, and gave myself some personal time to kind of figure that out. And I haven't figured it out, but I'm here today because you know, to share this information with you is important to me to feel like I'm doing something that is helping other people. So, metaphysical knowledge and this realm is to me where things are at and where things are happening. And so, this is a place where you hopefully feel comfortable and can learn some things and can maintain your high vibration, because when we're living in that high vibe zone, this is where when we're thriving. All right, so let's move into the astrology for the week and what's happening right now. I am streaming to live, actually, to LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube, so you can actually comment live during the program. And love to know where you're coming in from, where you're watching from. So please put that in the comments if you're watching live, and let's get into the astrology. So, big news, big shift that happened last week is that the sun moved into the sign of Aries on March 20th, which was also the spring equinox. So we had the start of this astrological new year with the sign of Aries. And this is initiation energy. This is fresh starts, bold action, moving forward. So Aries doesn't always look and wait for perfection. It moves and it figures it out on the way, right? It's like building that plane as it's taking off the ground. So we have this new energy, the sun in the sign of Aries, and we also have this waxing full moon. So we had the new moon on the 18th. It was in the sign of Pisces when the sun was also in Pisces. And now we have a waxing new moon as we go towards the full moon, which will be on April 1st in the sign of Libra. So as we go from the new moon to the full moon, that's considered the waxing phase of the moon. And so we're in this building phase. And this is all about taking actions on the intentions that you set at the new moon when we planted those new moon seeds. So we're not planting seeds anymore. We're actually starting to water and grow them and nurture them. This is the phase of the moon that we're in. And that full moon that's coming up in on April 1st is going to be in Libra. And it's an important one because it is the first full moon of the new astrological year. So, um, uh, Libra has to do with balance and relationships. It has to do with, so those are the Libra themes. And it also has to do with harmony versus independence, because you've got Aries on one end of the axis and then Libra on the other end of the axis. So it's the idea of harmony amongst relationships, but also the independence of Aries. You've got that to juggle. And also, there will be emotional illumination about relationships and partners about fairness and boundaries, things like that. Those are some of the themes of this first full moon that's coming up on April 1st, which is, gosh, only a few days away. Coming up on Wednesday, it's going to be April already. So, interesting times. And yeah, things are really moving forward. So, this upcoming full moon in Libra is going to highlight our relationships, asking us to find balance between honoring ourselves and showing up for others. So, that's important. And next big news in astrology is that Mercury went direct a week ago on Friday, which is such great news for most people because most people feel the hiccups during the Mercury retrograde. And it's just a season of time to get our stuff together, basically. This is how we should use that Mercury retrograde energy. But now it's direct, and we're in that shadow period before and after we have Mercury retrograde, and when it goes direct, there's a shadow effect. So we have 7 to 10 days. We're almost out of it, but the mental fog is lifting, communication is clearing, and tech issues and plans are starting to move forward again. So just remember, we're in that post retrograde shadow for about another week. So things are still moving forward, but they're still stabilizing. We're going through that transition phase. And so you may feel the momentum moving forward, but there's a little bit of a wobble, and that's normal. So don't don't worry if you're not feeling all that Aries energy right now. We've got to kind of shift into it, and just depending on where we're at, will determine how we stabilize in this new energy. All right. So, what else did I want to share with you regarding this forward energy? So, yeah, we've got Aries fire, which is a go energy, the waxing moon, which is building energy, Mercury direct, which is clear energy. And this all means that it's time to move, but not with force, right? Even with all this forward energy, people may still feel tired, unmotivated, emotionally off, slow to act. Why? Because we just came out of a new moon reset and a Mercury retrograde integration. So we're still kind of integrating all of these energies as we kind of get in sync with this new phase of growth. So it's the seeds pushing up through the soil. This is the energy of Aries, new beginnings. All right, so let's now talk about UFO and UAP disclosure because there's a lot going on ever since the president put his initiative forth and said, not in an executive order, but just in a tweet, in a truth, that let the UAP files be disclosed. But that doesn't necessarily mean that's going to happen. It's not an executive order; it's a tweet, and you don't really govern by tweets or truths or whatever posts, social media posts. So, with that in mind, in a couple of minutes, I'm going to talk about Citizens for Disclosure and some actions that you can actually take. But let's talk about UFO and UAP development since the last time I've spoken with you. The latest developments are that the White House registered two domain names that people are finding very curious, aliens.gov and then alien.gov. So both were registered by the White House, but we don't know why. And when the White House was asked, they weren't too clear on, are they meaning illegal aliens? Are they talking about ETs? No, they're not answering right now. So that's one little thing that happened. A whistleblower, Matthew Brown, went on Weaponized podcast with Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp, and talked about their new strategy as whistleblowers because they have not been getting the support that they've been asking for and promised by the government. So they're taking things into their own hands and actually are talking about lawfare strategy, meaning using the courts and lawsuits to get transparency and to protect the whistleblowers. So that's a big um, 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 issue to be putting out there. But Matthew, and Dylan Borland and several of the other whistleblowers lately, and there's many of them. Dr. Greer has talked to like 750 of them. So they're out there, but they're also not protected, and they put themselves in danger because they've signed unconstitutional NDAs, not knowing that it at the time, and they are threatened with harm to their lives and harm towards other family members and things like that. Pensions taken away and all kinds of harassment because they don't want the whistleblowers speaking the truth. All right, so those are two things that have happened. The other one is Dr. Stephen Greer also has a new film out called CE5, The New Frontier of Contact. And CE5 kind of falls along Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which was one of the Steven Spielberg movies. CE5 is Contact Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, which is actually when people are out reaching out to the extraterrestrial people and wanting to make that communication with them. So it's a totally different take on the different types of close encounters. And anyway, this movie is really great. You can go to this tiny URL to see it. And it is available on Amazon Prime and other Google TV and Apple TV and other places. You can go to this if you want it, if you do Amazon. Otherwise, just go to drstephengreer.com. I'll give you his website. Here it is. You can go there and that'll list all his movies. Many of them are available to be seen for free. So check those out. Next big announcement to make regarding Dr. Stephen Greer. Let me see if I can share my screen right now. He is in honor of, let's see, make sure you can see this. There we go. In honor of the 2001 National Press Conference that he did back in 2001, 25 years ago. He's doing another historic event to commemorate, or an event to commemorate that historic event. And this is going to happen on May 8th from 2 to 5 in the afternoon in Washington, D.C. at the National Press Club. So if you can attend this would be awesome. The fee for it is only $50, and they have 350 people that they can let in. I think they're letting 50 of those be media. So if you want to see history in the making, check this out. And you can go to his website to get tickets. But in this particular press club event, he's going to have some new whistleblowers. They're going to talk about the underground facility in Indiana that has ET artifacts. They're going to talk about the man-made Tic Tac on the ground during a covert mission in the Middle East. Whoops. They're also going to talk about and describe a covert man-made operation and massive triangular UAP near 29 Palms of California. So they'll be talking about CIA, how it illegally used man-made UAPs to stage fake alien abductions and mutilations. He also is going to talk about some new top secret whistleblower information confirming the use of man-made UAPs in human trafficking, child trafficking, and experimentation. They're going to cover top defense contractor and military operative confirming the use of illegal electromagnetic pulse weapons that have downed civilian aircraft while targeting ET vehicles. They have the technology. The shadow government has been shooting the ET crafts out of the sky so they can reverse engineer them. He's going to talk about the ET flying sphere retrieved in Colombia, South America, which is dated to be over 12,500 years old. He's going to talk about the update of the White House and congressional disclosure initiatives. And so that's all that's going to be happening on the 8th. And he has a full follow-up workshop on the 9th on Saturday. That's 4 hours, and that you can do in person, or there's an opportunity for a webinar. And the webinar, I believe, is only, I I think, $25 to watch the webinar, which is probably what I'll be doing considering where I will be at that particular time. So that Saturday, um, here we go. Here are the tickets. $50 if you want to do in person, if you're able to. Then he has some afternoon. Okay, this is the afternoon one for 100. Then they have a VIP admission. Remember, he's fundraising because he's self-supported. But yeah, here's the webinar on May 9th for $25. And that's a 4-hour presentation where he's bringing us all up to date. So I wanted to share that with you because I really believe in Dr. Greer's work, and I think he's legit, even though a lot of people have said otherwise. I believe he knows what he's talking about, so I trust him. All right, so that is the information about Dr. Stephen Greer and the anniversary of their National Press Club event. I want to share a little bit about Galactic Good Vibes, a new episodes series that I'm doing. And episode two, part one has been released. So check it out, and you can go to actually go to this website, tinyurl.com/. capital GGV Briggs 1. So that'll be part one. It's going to be a 2 to 3 parts, actually a 3 to 4 part series. His was a long interview, but very interesting about the Council of Eight and how he became a channeler and his whole story. So you'll get a lot of that in part one, which is about 25 minutes long. So check it out. All right. So let's now talk about Citizens for Disclosure. So I am part of the group that is working with the New Paradigm Institute. This is called Citizens for Disclosure, the grassroots arm of the New Paradigm Institute. And here's the website for New Paradigm Institute. And as I was saying earlier, there is an action that you can actually take. Go to this tinyurl.com/capital GVTV WHCTA, and that's for White House Call to Action. And when you go to that page, you'll be able to sign up and basically send a petition to the White House requesting that Trump make an executive order out of his Truth Social post. And so just go to that website, check it out. We've had over 2,000, I think, people petition this, but we really have to keep the pressure on so that he does what he says he's going to do. So I want to continue with that. The big push with Citizens for Disclosure is a new transparency pledge campaign. And I'm going to share that with you. Let me get it a little bit bigger so you can see. So this is a transparency pledge that we are asking all of the Congress people, both in the Senate and the House, and then all the candidates that are running for office to take this transparency pledge. And basically, I'm going to have to zoom it. Of course, I can't. Well, it's not as big as there it is. So this is the legislator transparency campaign. And basically, we're just asking them to make a commitment to responsible government transparency, to have more aggressive congressional oversight, and also greater institutional accountability regarding the UAP and UFO phenomena that's out there. So it's really supporting congressional oversight and declassification, but also while protecting national security interests. So I just wanted to share a little bit with you about what this is about, and we could talk more about it next week. But I wanted to share with you this part of it. I don't know if you could hear me while I was off screen, but anyway, so that is a transparency pledge that we are just starting to get the word out to. I went to 2 meetings today, and I've got like 6 more on Monday with my team from Florida. And shout out to David Rode, who has come on the team and has been doing great, getting meetings with our legislators, calling them, getting our volunteers activated in Florida. It's really been exciting. So if you are interested in the UAP UFO subject and you live in Florida, or actually no matter where you live, I can hook you up and get you to be a volunteer. And really, just go to newparadigminstitute.com, sign up for their newsletter, get started there, and get in the loop of what's happening, because we are getting activated as a grassroots effort and getting this transparency pledge in front of all of our legislators. So it's a really powerful process, and it's been exciting. So let's talk a little bit about conscious activism. So there's always things to do. I've shared a lot of different ways we can be active in making change in our world. And the next big event that's happening is the No Kings march, protest, peaceful protest happening tomorrow, March 12th. So and you can just go to their website, which is nokings.org, and search for you under your area code, and you'll find the closest protest march or event that they're having in your particular area, so you can check it out. And it's always advisable to go with friends. Don't go alone. It's always better to do this with friends. So I wanted to share that with you. And, whether you feel like you want to go to a protest or you just want to send peace and love out to the planet, meditating every day is something that, especially around 2 o'clock Eastern time, whatever that translates in your particular time zone. This is something Pam Gregory has been promoting for the last few years, just to send love and light to the planet for 15 minutes every day, 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, whatever that translates for you. So let us now switch to a meditation here, which I hope will help you transition into this new Aries energy. So let me get my uh, music going here. And if you are able to, go ahead and relax, get in a place where you can close your eyes, perhaps. Get comfortable now. If you're driving or doing anything with heavy equipment, do this meditation later. Not suggested to do this when you're busy doing something else. So, you can watch this video later when you're able to, and use it to kind of get aligned with this new powerful energy of new beginnings and forward movement. We may not be able to be in sync with the energy. Sometimes the most important thing to do is just to stop before we take that next step and pause and get aligned with ourselves, so that we know when our energy is aligned, our actions become clearer. We get more intuitive downloads as to what our next aligned step should be. So taking out that time to connect with our higher self is so important. So I'm going to raise the music a little bit more and lead you through a short guided meditation. This should only take about 3 to 4 minutes. And this is called Step Forward, activating your next chapter. And this hopefully will help you connect with that fresh energy, help you ground into your truth, and gently step into what's next for you. So wherever you are, if you can, just begin to settle in, and let's take this journey together. Now take a gentle breath in, and then slowly exhale. Allow your body to begin to soften, letting go of anything you've been holding on to today. Just let it go. Take another deep breath in through your nose and exhale fully. Feel yourself becoming more present and more centered, more here. Now bring your awareness to your heart. And just imagine a soft, warm light beginning to glow in the center of your chest. This light represents your energy, your essence, your truth. And as you breathe in gently, imagine this light expanding, growing brighter, warmer, more alive. Right now, we are in a powerful time of new beginnings. The energy of the sun in Aries is inviting you to step forward, to begin again, to take aligned action in your life. And yet, you don't have to rush. You don't have to force. You don't have to force anything. Just breathe. And now, in your mind's eye, see yourself standing at the beginning of a new path. This path represents your next chapter. There's nothing behind you that you need to carry forward unless you choose to. This is a fresh start, a new beginning. And as you stand there, notice how you feel. No judgment, just awareness. Now, gently, take one step forward on that path. Just one. Feel what that step represents. One aligned action. One decision. One moment of courage. Let that feeling anchor into your body. This is how momentum begins. Not all at once, but one step at a time. Now, as you continue to breathe, bring awareness to your connections, to your relationships. The energy of the upcoming full moon in Libra is already gently guiding you toward balance, harmony, alignment, mutual respect. Ask yourself softly, where in my life am I being called to create more balance? Just allow whatever comes up to now come up. Now imagine that same light in your heart expanding outward, connecting you with others in a way that feels peaceful, balanced, and supportive. You are honoring yourself, and you are open to harmonious connection. Both can take existence. Both can take place together. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, feel a sense of calm, of confidence. You don't need to have everything figured out. You only need to take the next step. Let this truth settle into your being. I trust myself to move forward. I am supported in new beginnings. I am aligned with my highest path. Take one more deep breath in and slowly exhale, bringing your awareness back to your body, back to the space around you. And when you're ready, softly open your eyes and carry this energy with you as you move forward, one aligned step at a time. So I hope that was helpful. Got you thinking about your new path, your new beginning. So let's now move into the spread of the week. It's always great to do a little divination after you do a little meditation, right? All right. So in this book, 111 oracle spreads for every day by Crystal Banner. You can actually get this on my Amazon store. We are going to work with the Creative Spark spread. So this 3-card spread talks. This is what is in the book here. It says divination allows you to tap into the creative spark of inspiration within you. Whether you're a writer, artist, musician, dancer, etc., this spread can help you to not only intuitively tap into your inner creativity and ignite new ideas, but to also find ways to sustain that first burst of flame and grow it into a bonfire that warms and lights up the lives of everyone circled around it. So we've got 3 positions, and the first position is the spark of creativity. The second position is the fuel for the flame. And the third position is card 3, effort that will sustain the fire. So I'm going to use a different oracle deck. This is the one, Wisdom of the Oracle, or excuse me, yeah, Wisdom of the Oracle, the Pocket Divination deck by Colette Baron Reed, one of my favorite oracle teachers and oracle creators. So let us first, I'm going to pick a card for each of these positions, and we will read the descriptions in the booklet. All right, so the first card, Creative Spark of Creativity, is Loyal Heart, number 35. Spark of Creativity. I'm going to show all of them, these now, just so that you see them. The card number 2 is Truth Be Told. So that would be Fuel for the Flame, number 14. And the third one is Effort that will sustain the fire. To be fair. Okay, so I'm just going to read the meanings. So this first card representing the spark of creativity is Loyal Heart, number 35. Loyal Heart. All right. So essential meanings are fidelity, loyalty, and devotion. Evidence of loyalty will appear in your life. Others will prove they are faithful to you, and you will in turn commit fully to them. There is a sure and abiding certainty in your heart. Know that spirit is always loyal to you, no matter the outer circumstances in your life. Trust and have faith, for you are eternally loved, always divinely protected, and divinely directed. Relationship message. Your partnerships, friendships, and romantic relationships all have many qualities in common right now. Honest devotion, faithfulness, and a loyal heart are being shown to you. Are you as loyal in return? Now is the time for heartfelt communications and trusting in divine protection. There's also a prosperity message and a protective message. But in this position of spark of creativity, Loyal Heart, I would say is, the creativity, the spark of creativity is going to come from our heart, our devotion, what basically where our passion is, what Bashar talks about. Let's read about card number two. Card number two is Fuel for the Flame, and it's Truth Be Told, number 14. Truth be told. So, the essential meaning for truth be told: honesty, accepting things at face value, coming out of denial, the willingness to be transparent, clarity of communication. These are all fuels for the flame. There is the truth, which is the essence of a thing, and then there's a truth, subjective according to the philosophy of the adherent or believer. This is not a time for debate about which truth is truer. This is a time when you are called to proclaim your truth out loud and be willing to be transparent, honest, and open in your communication with others and with yourself. Nothing less than surrender to what is. Peeling off the layers of denial that kept you tied to an illusion will set you free. Be authentic and glorious, authentic and gloriously flawed, and spirit will answer with miracles. So that is Truth Be Told, meaning fuel for the flame. And the third card in this spread is the effort that will sustain the fire. So the effort is To Be Fair, 38. To be fair, balance, justice, a need to consider options, mutual benefit, the law of cause and effect. Life offers experiences that are challenging and experiences that are nourishing, yet over time they strike a balance. You move from being from stasis to doing, from discovering to loving, to letting go, to being again. Life is a pendulum swinging between all of these states. You will always oscillate back and forth between doing and being. If you are not content with where you are at this moment, remember that all experiences have their place. Accept them without judgment, and you will see how the universe adjusts in perfect balance. You will reap what you sow. For every cause, there is an effect. Wondrous things will be revealed now. All right, so putting these three together, and this is, again, using these spreads, using these cards. These are tools to help us develop our intuition. And really, it's not what the book says, it's what the meanings of the cards mean to you on an intuitive level. So I would say the spark of creativity is loyal heart, meaning the passion we have in our hearts. What lights us up, what lights up that fire in our heart. That is what should spark creativity in our lives. As far as fuel for the flame, truth be told, truth is what will be fuel for that. To stay in truth and telling our truth. If I know that I'm meant to be an artist, and it just lights me up to just paint and draw, I need to do that, pursue that, and always speak my truth about what that is. Not do things for other reasons, for other people's reasons, and this kind of thing. So fuel for the flame. Once you know what your passion is, what lights you up, doing that, and the truth and knowing that that's what lights you up will keep that flame going. Now, as far as the third card, this is the effort that will sustain the fire, and that card is To Be Fair, kind of like a karma card. So meaning, if you're working on a passion project and you only put 10% effort into it, you're going to get results kind of that match that that effort. So really, to sustain the fire, it'll be sustained depending on how much effort and energy you put into it. So yeah, I don't know, I thought about that reading. We're using a different spread and different cards, but I thought that was interesting. I got some things out of that one. So hopefully you did too. And again, if you like this deck and or the book, go to my website, good-vibes.tv, and you will be able to um, get that book or that deck directly mailed to you. So let's now finish up our show with the tip of the week to raise your vibration. So last week's tip of the week was to practice celestial breath work. And that was where we, in the morning at sunrise or in the evening at sunset, face the sun, take in that sun energy and breathe it in 5 to 7 times. And as we're breathing in this golden, beautiful energy from the universe, we're also breathing out and releasing anything that doesn't serve us. And doing 5 to 7 breaths in the morning during that daylight or in the evening during that time of the day, they're both light frequencies in those rays from the sun that have a positive impact on us. So that is the celestial breathing. Now, this week's tip of the week is to take one aligned action and do it immediately. So, if you did the meditation earlier, um, the meditation may have helped you get to what is that one action that I must take immediately, that one step to get that to start riding this wave of energy that we've got and take advantage of it. You know, we've got this Aries energy, we've got the waxing full moon coming. We've got Mercury that's gone direct now. So there's a lot of forward movement, but we don't just, raise our vibration by thinking positive thoughts. We also raise it by taking aligned action, taking divinely directed, divinely inspired action is what I like to also say. So ask yourself, what's the one thing I've been putting off? Um, what one thing do I know would move me forward if I start doing it? And then, do it. Send that message, make the call, start the project, go live, even though you're not ready, because action creates momentum and momentum raises your vibration fast. So that is our tip of the week to raise your vibration. Take one aligned action and do that immediately. All right, my friends. So I want to thank you for watching today. And if you got some benefit, please like, share, and subscribe. Share this episode out with your friends, for anyone that you feel could get some benefit from the information I've shared. Thank you so much for watching. And I'm wishing you the best and would love to see you again next week. So have a beautiful week, and I will see you then. Take care, everyone. Peace out.